So, I did it again. I built up more whips than I know what to do with. Let's get into this video. In today's video, we will be going through all of my current whips and trying to finish some of them. Oh wait, this isn't all of them. Please hold, let me go get the others. There we go. Now that is all of my whips, besides one which won't be included in this video because it is my active whip. These are all my long-standing whips. So I figured I would go through, show you what each of them are, and then after that I will explain the ideas I have for this video, and then we will get started. Oh boy, this is a lot of work. So starting off, and this is in no particular order, I have my lovely star blanket that I want to add a black border to and then make it into a square. So this is one of my projects. Next, I have my micro granny square pants. Don't look at those ends. That I want to work on, so I have to join these here so this isn't floppy, and then just some general work. So this is another one of my whips. This has been a long-term whip, but I would like to get some work done on this one as well. I should also mention that WIP is WIP and it stands for work in progress. So just when I say whip, that is what I am referring to. I have this scarf whip that I started a little bit ago, and isn't it stunning? And in saying that, I want to pull it apart. I have 4 balls of this yarn, and I think that would be enough for me to make a knitted jumper. I want a knitted jumper more than I want a scarf, so I will be frogging this one. This is the only frog for this video. This project was my go-to project for a little while, but then I realized we're coming into winter and I am not going to want to wear a skirt. So it got sort of thrown in the back of the box and left alone. I am decently far with it. It doesn't cover anything properly yet, but that is why it's still a work in progress. So this is another one I would like to work on. Next we have this one which looks rather confusing, but if you've been watching my YouTube channel for a little while, then you would have seen me making these 50 square card deck granny square challenge thing. So I want to work on these a bit. For starters, I want to weave in all the ends that still need weaving in. And then I want to go ahead and I'm going through and adding a white border to all of them to make them the same size. So if I have time, I would like to do that with this project as well, but weave in all these ends first. Following that, we have my Tunisian square cardigan that I've been working on, and that is again another long-term project, but I would like to try and get some work done on that one. My last whip that I would like to work on for this video is making a bunch of mini anchors, sort of like this guy, but he's missing his back hump. That is what was in most of the bags, and basically the full box is just disassembled parts of the anchors. So that is the last thing I would like to work on in this video. I tell a lie, that's not the last thing I want to work on. The last thing I want to work on is this pom-pom blanket that I've been working on. It's slow growing because it takes a while, but I do love the final results of it. So in all honesty, that is the last whip for this video. I thought I'd jump in here very quickly and let you know that although I've just shown you all of my whips, I will not be getting them all done in this video. I got sick, I ran out of time to finish them. So you'll get some of them, but not all of them. If you'd like to see the rest, let me know. The idea for this video came from Tony on TL Yarn Crafts when she did her WIP roulette video, so I'm doing something very similar. Spinning this wheel here and then getting a random number for how long to be working on it. So to start off with, we will be doing the micro granny square pant and we will be working on them for 85 minutes. So to start off with, we will be working on my granny square pants, but as this is a confusing mess, and it would be hard for you to actively track what I've done, what I haven't, I won't be working on this. I will instead be making something like this, just a little panel that will be attached to the pants. So this is what I will be working on, something similar to this, and we'll just see how many squares I can make in the hour and I think it's 25? Yes, hour and 25. So let's get started. And there you have it. So that is how much I was able to get done in an hour and 25 minutes. I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and probably 3/4 of a square done. So that checks because I was able to do a square every 10 or so minutes. So that is the progress I was able to make on this work in progress. Very happy. Feels good to see this amount done in such a short amount of time. And if I ignore the actual project and how much work is still left on that, I feel very accomplished. Let's roll again and move on to the next one. So you know the deal. We'll spin this wheel and that will give us our next object. We will be working on my skirt. Hooray! And how long will we be working on it for? 50 minutes. That's a solid time. So let's get into it. So next up, as we have just rolled, I am working on my skirt. So this currently has 3 balls attached to it. I am using a 3.5mm hook and just some scraps of cotton that I've had lying around. That's what this whole skirt has been. So let me set the timer and let's get started. Can I win yarn chicken with this much to go? Can I win? No, I can't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and tighten up half of my stitches, which means I won't have done like a row and a half. I will have done very little. So there you go. I was able to do 1 row plus the next bit of the row 2 or 3 times. So that is just what the progress on this skirt happened to look like today. But let's move on to the next WIP. Ooh, fun time. We get to roll again. What do you think it's going to be? It is the anchors. And how long will we be working on them for this time? 62 minutes. That's not too bad. I would have loved for a longer time so I could have got more done. So you get shaky hands for this introduction because I'm going to move around. But for my anchors and trying to work on them in this video, I have done all 8 of the rainbow, the grape soda, and this colour I can't remember. So for this next 62 minutes, I would like to try and make all of the tummies for them. I have one already made, and then join them together. That is the goal for the next 60 minutes. Let's see how much we get done. So that was a little over an hour and 2 minutes, and I was able to finish this whole guy. So I made his headpiece, his proper headpiece, inserted the eyes, made the base for him, weaved in all my ends, so he is completely done. I also was able to make the back head for the next guy, along with the eye piece, and put in both the eyes on this one. He isn't stuffed, he isn't finished, but I was able to get that done on that one. And then for this little guy, which I didn't show in the start, I was able to just weave on his headpiece. So that is what I was able to get done in an hour and 2 minutes. This will be the last roll for today's video, but if you want to see the other WIPs, let me know down below and I'll try and get to them for you soon. But for the last object we are making, it is the 50 granny squares. As for the time given, we've been given a whopping 75 minutes, so a long time to get these squares done. One quick thing before we continue on with the video, I just want to jump in and let you know that this was filmed before finishing my blanket and was meant to be posted before finishing my blanket, which is why everything's a little out of order. So for the next part of this video, I will be going ahead and weaving in my ends and then using this ball of white here to make the squares all to the same size, and then I will pop them on this blocking board to block. So there's lots of steps for this one, so hopefully it'll be a little bit more entertaining for you guys. I didn't manage to get a voiceover at the time of finishing these squares, so you get it now, but I was able to weave in one square fully. This square I did a little bit before the time ran out, and then these 4 here I was able to weave in all of their ends plus add their borders to them. So that's what I was able to get done. Oh, here's the little scraps in case you were curious. But thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys!